Billy got it bumping.
Slick. Yeah, Mr. Chaos. Boot to the face. Let's go. California to Georgia, we get it poppin', homie. We taking over the game, so fuck who hatin', homie. We bounty hunting, taking all of the trash out. Your podcast a one-hit wonder like Smash Mouth. Y'all can talk all that big shit, don't wanna hear it. Shout out to the one and only Santana Garrett. Top rope, dropping elbows from other leagues. Boot to the face, hook the leg is 1, 2, 3. Chris Rucker, Marty V making mics melt. The meal-friendly podcast will make your wife melt. Beer drinking, this whiskey chugging, this podcast. We just sit back and laugh and tell them top that. Competition is missing, you know they died off. Every shirt they put to work is looking fly, boss. You want the best in audio, there's nowhere to go. Another episode right now, start the show.
Billy got it bumping.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Bearer, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here on YouTube and every other recording platform that we got. Sorry about the light back there. Hold on, let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Get that light out of there. I'm Chris Rucker along with my boy EJ Reed here on YouTube, and we are Boot to the Face, and we will be talking Royal Rumble and my experience at not one but two WWE shows this past week. EJ, how you doing?
I'm doing swell, man. How's it going?
I'm doing great. My computer really is about to make me like throw it out the fucking window. Like I'm on. I have everything set up correctly, but yet your sound is coming through my actual speaker and it's pissing me off. But anyway, go ahead and tell me how your week was and all that while I fuck around with all this.
Not much to my week, man. Not a lot going on at the beginning of the year. Just like clockwork, going into work and chilling in my free time. No, I wasn't quite fortunate to go to the wrestling shows like you were all week. Looked like you had yourself a grand old time.
Yeah, I did. Just real quick, are you getting any kind of extra feedback when you talk through your headphones?
I am not.
Okay, cool. I ain't gonna worry about it then. I'm gonna take this out and we will just go. What's up, Juice in the chat says what's up to us. Yeah, I went to Monday Night Raw here in Atlanta and then went to NXT last night, and it was a lot of fun, man. I got last minute tickets for my job for Monday Night Raw because that shit was expensive. I think I may have talked about it on here before, but like where we normally sit, we used to pay like $75 after fees. It was over $300 before fees this time to sit in the 100 section.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. I heard you talking about it on Wade Keller. You're on there for like a good 30 minutes. And so kind of rehashing what I heard, but this is new for all the people out there listening for the first time. I'm curious to hear about it again.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The energy that's one thing I will say. Ticket prices for WWE have gone up, but I feel like it's people that actually want to be there now. Because I mean, 5-10 years ago, the thing for WWE was let's go and hijack the show. Like, I don't remember. I don't know if you were back in wrestling when that was happening, when they were throwing beach balls and shit around, and they were still getting big crowds, but people weren't there to have fun and watch the show. They were there to try to like get over and shit like that. But now, people are fucking into the show, man. That Jey Uso entrance in person, I was like, I'm 42 years old. I'm not about to stand up and fucking yeet with these goddamn man shit. That music hits and that vibe starts going. Next thing you know, I'm standing up and I'm doing the shit like Michael Cole was. It was a lot of fun, man. It was a good time, and this being my first Netflix Monday Night Raw, it's hard to tell like when they go to commercial break and when shit's kind of dying down, so you don't really know when to go piss or when to go grab another drink. Like at the end, when Sammy kicked Cody in the face, I thought Monday Night Raw was over because Cody laid in the ring for like 5 minutes. So I thought it was over. I was like, oh, this is about to be extra shit. And then he got up and started talking. We were about to leave, and next thing you know, CM Punk's coming out. I'm like, wait a minute, are they still on fucking TV right now?
Yeah, at home they made it seem like they were going off the air. They did the Made in Georgia, the little Made in Georgia thing at the end. So I thought the show was over. Then they blacked out for like 3 seconds and then came right back. So I'm like, what? That was weird how they did it like that. So that's how it was from his perspective at home.
Yeah, it was definitely weird how they did it, but like I said, it was hard to tell when they were on commercial break, but it actually made the show flow kind of better because normally you're like, oh, they're on commercial, like this ain't shit. The lights will go out and the wrestlers just kind of stand in the ring. The only one I can remember that did that was Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan came out with Raquel and the lights went out and she kind of just hopped around the ring throwing her hair every which way. But it was a good time, man. Monday Night Raw was a lot of fun. I will say my job gave me tickets, but I was like watching Ticketmaster. If you're one of the people like EJ who don't mind waiting it out, tickets definitely dropped a good bit. They definitely dropped a good bit throughout the day on Monday.
That's usually what happens because either they have to eat the cost, and some people do that though. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's smart, but most of the time the ticket prices drop. So
Yeah, I think
some people have anxiety when it comes to that, but it's a high risk,
what well,
high
happened
reward.
with AEW. Like me and my buddy Joey are going to AEW next Wednesday, and we got our tickets pretty early. And he told me last night, he was like, "Man, tickets are fucking dropping." And I'm one of those people that I'd rather pay a little more and get really good seats early than wait and hope you can find them if it's a small place. Now, if it's a big place like WrestleMania is going to be, like, I don't give a fuck where I'm going to be at. Like, I'm not paying 10 grand to sit up front. So I think the move for Las Vegas will be fucking show up Wednesday night and watch the ticket prices, and eventually all those fucking scalpers, which is what this was on Monday. The scalpers were pretty bad.
Yeah. I can't remember how long I waited to get my night one tickets. I may have waited to the week of. I know I definitely had my night one tickets before I got on the plane. Maybe 2 weeks at the most. I bought them out, but I think I bought them the week of. But I didn't.
Yeah, it's what the fuck. All right, there we go. Sorry, every time something happens on the Skype thing, it like throws everything off. But yeah, I think that will be the move. Just waiting until the week of for WrestleMania, and then just kind of seeing what goes down then. Robot chipmunk voice audio's jacked. I got it fixed now, Juice. I appreciate it. I got it fixed. Well, I hope I got it fixed. If you can hear me better, let me know. Throw the one up in the chat if it sounds better. But yeah, the plan for me, I don't know what your plan. You are going to Mania, right, EJ? At least Vegas.
That's the plan.
At least Vegas for WrestleMania.
I mean, if I'm going to Vegas, I'm going in at least one night of Mania. So yeah, that's the plan for me to be in town.
I see Wale Mania just released their schedule and tickets and shit like that. This will be the 10th annual Wale Mania. So
are they gonna be at Dre's?
I don't remember where they said they were gonna be, but I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been to a Wale Mania yet. You know, in my previous life I've went to a WrestleMania and it was like, no, I don't want to go to that. I was like, well, I guess we're not going. We're just fucking hanging out in a hotel all weekend. But yeah, I'm excited for Wale Mania. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I wish I would have been there last year for Shelton Benjamin's like coronation as one of the greatest of all time.
It was dope, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Appreciate it, Juice. Juice is in the chat. I think it's first time listener. He's in the chat and he said that our robot chipmunk voices are gone now. We're back to being A1.
It was on me too. That's crazy.
Oh, you heard it too? It was when you were talking.
No, I'm saying that they had the chipmunk. I couldn't hear anything because I'm just in the Skype. I don't have the YouTube up. I'm guessing that the chipmunk voice was on me as well.
Yeah, you sounded crazy. But yeah, then I went to NXT last night, and NXT was in Center Stage here in Atlanta, and it was a lot of fun. It was very like, if you've never been to Center Stage in Atlanta to see wrestling, it only holds like 200 to 300 people. It's a very intimate setting, but it's a lot of fun. Juice said he went to Wale Mania in LA. Hell yeah, that's
dope.
Yeah, I was this close to fucking last minute jumping on the plane and going to WrestleMania in LA when they had it out there. I'm glad I didn't, but
it's expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's Damien and Kylie. What up, Damien? DC.
What up, Damien? What I
Damien.
was about to say, was this your first WWE event? Did you go to any events in 2024? I can't remember off the
Yeah,
top
I
of my
think
head with
I went to
WWE.
Raw. I went to Raw, and they had Raw here in
I don't
Atlanta
know.
because I was on Wade Keller's show afterwards. But that was it.
Yeah,
I was all elite last year.
yeah, you went to a bunch of AEW shows. I remember that, but I can't remember off the top of my head. You go to much WWE shows, but you know.
Yeah, I guess well, it won't be next week. It'll be the week after. I'll have a comparison of like what it's like right now between WWE, NXT, and AEW. I wish I would have been able to go to the TNA show that was here a couple months ago, but I was out of town. But I'll have a good, you know, time relative stamp on the difference in the production of all of. I mean, I don't want to count that collision that was in Athens because of the snowstorm and it was on a college campus and all that. But this show next Wednesday is going to be in College Park. Hopefully, the bigger stars will be there. But going back to NXT last night, correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't do a lot of live on location NXTs on Tuesday night. Like it's usually live from the Performance Center, but they're rarely like out on the road. Or am I crazy?
You are correct, but at the past maybe 6 months, maybe up to a year, they'll like occasionally. Well, no, since the CW premiere, they've been occasionally going on the road for TV tapings. They went to St. Louis, they went to Chicago, live taping. Then like you were at Atlanta, and they might have had even one more in between then. So
Yeah.
very rare occasions, but they slightly are going on the road more.
A lot of fun. NXT was, they had a lot of main roster people there. Bailey was there, Bianca and Naomi, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. No cameos as far as like surprises showing up. And when NXT was over, like you know how at the end of a show, like Monday Night Raw, Carmelo came out and attacked Cody, and then Cody finally whooped his ass, and then Cody like talked for 10 minutes, sent everybody home happy. When Bianca and Naomi left, oh boy, the ring announcer, he was like, "All right, everybody, get home safe," and the lights went out.
It's funny.
And that was it. And so I went and took a leak in the bathroom and came back out. And as we were walking out, the way Center Stage is set up, like it's such a small venue here in Atlanta, they have their tour bus parked outside that I guess takes them to the hotel or whatever they're staying at. And like the announcer that was there literally went from, "All right, everybody get home safe," to walking right by me on the street to get on the tour bus. And then like Ethan Page and a bunch of other wrestlers were out there being escorted to the tour bus. So it was like they got in, got off, and got out.
Hey man, they're like, we ain't playing around. We doing our business and we getting the fuck out of here.
Damien says, last WWE show I went to was the Rumble last year. I went to a few indie shows last year. I'll be at the Rumble this year and hitting up GCW show Friday night. GCW is one I got to go to.
Yeah, they say it's like almost like a modern day ECW with, they got the blood and guts kind of and the indie feel. So
they have
that'd be dope to go to
MLW
that.
here in Atlanta at Center Stage in February, and tickets are like $15. So I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm gonna waste a Saturday night watching wrestling.
Hey, I mean, you only live it once. What else you be doing on a Saturday night?
Some stuff
Fuck
that
you.
a lot of
You
these
get-
NXT
you get
kids
the-
that were there last night wasn't doing.
You get to play with cheeks pretty much anytime you want to.
Yeah, but I always want to.
Well, there you go. I guess whatever you feel like that day.
Speaking, I want to say this. At NXT last night, the main event was Bianca and Naomi defending the tag titles against Jakara and Lash Legend.
Mm-hmm.
An all women's main event. Black women, by the way. Some people say, whatever, who cares? You ain't got to throw the. But it's a big deal, right? They're main eventing a live TV show on the CW. NXT doesn't travel outside the Performance Center much. And when they do, this was the main event. I'm a big proponent of women's wrestling. I love women's wrestling. Like, I prefer watching women's wrestling more than I do men's wrestling, depending on who it is. I'm so annoyed at these people that were there at NXT last night. Monday Night Raw, the people were there to enjoy the show. Last night, they were there just to try to be funny and get chants going. Before the main event,
on TV.
Before the main event, Fallon Henley was wrestling Shotzi. Shout out to Gigi Dolan, by the way. Spoiler alert, that's my street clothes wrestler of the week.
Yeah.
And Fallon had her little, like, her ring gear was like a cow, and some guy goes, "It looks like the Chick-fil-A cow." And next thing you know, there's all kind of Chick-fil-A chants going. They don't give a fuck there's a title match going on in the ring. Nobody's even paying attention to them actually wrestling for a belt. Eat more chicken and, shit like that's going on. Chick-fil-A, spicy nuggets, Polynesian sauce. These are the chants going on. You get to the main event, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend. These motherfuckers are chanting the names Trick Williams, Montez Ford, and Jimmy Uso. Why are those names relevant? Because they're the significant others of the women's that are wrestling. Trick Williams was out there earlier. Nobody was chanting for Lash Legend when he was out there. They were chanting "whoop that trick." Why be so disrespectful to these women that are wrestling in the main event? They finally get to the main event where it's a normal thing, and this is how you fucking act. And I'm not going to lie to you. I had a couple Jack and Cokes. I was very vocal about my displeasure with this. Nice. I think I called a whole lot of people virgins last night.
Should have recorded it. I always multitask when I'm watching wrestling. Not always, but a lot of the times, because we watch a lot of wrestling. I didn't hear those chants for some reason. I gotta go back and watch it. Were they drowned out or somebody, like, when they got started?
I don't know. I haven't watched it back on TV, but it was like, so there was a guy sitting maybe like 10 people to my left in the next aisle. And at one point I was like, "Have you ever touched the titty before, sir?" Literally asked him that because he was just such a dick. Like, just chanting everything he could to get the attention off the women that were wrestling. And it's like, just shut the fuck up. Like, if you're not here to enjoy. And it did get to a point where, like, half the crowd would be going along with the chant they were doing, like chanting Trick Williams, Jimmy Uso, and the other half of the crowd would start booing them. Like, shut the fuck up. And I was very happy for those people, but it was just so fucking annoying, man. Like, these women are in the main event working their asses off, and you're chanting for their husband. Like, why?
People do everything for clout nowadays, but how many people total were in that soundstage?
It's probably like 300 people, I think, is the...
Seems like something that intimate would be like a pretty penny to pay for.
It wasn't bad. It was expensive to sit in the front row. You wanted to sit in the front row, it was like $350. $350. But where we were, I think we paid like $50 for our seats.
Seems like those tickets would get sold out really quickly too, if it's only like that many. Even though it's NXT, it's still a WWE product. Oh,
they definitely got sold out. So what I was telling you about Raw, that I could go on Monday, get on Ticketmaster and the what's the other one? Game something app. I can't remember the name of it.
Game Time app.
Game Time app. I get on there for Raw. There's hundreds of tickets available. I got on there for NXT last night. When I pulled up to the arena, there's one ticket on both of them. That was a resale. There was no scalpers buying these tickets up and trying to resell them. These were all people that wanted to be there. So I thought, because when these assholes got there, they chanted everything but what was important and what was happening in the ring.
Yeah. I know Black and Gold era NXT, the fans were a little more smarky, and those fans kind of died out when it went to 2.0, but I'm guessing they're starting to slowly creep back in, which is pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's like, we came here to see the match and, like, be involved in it. Like, I don't know. I just found it to be very disrespectful. Maybe it's just because I'm
That
an
is
older
different.
guy. Than a lot of these kids were like in their 20s. But
Mhm.
I just found it to be really, and for the most part, I got along with everybody that was around us. Like, you've seen me at a show before, EJ. I get a little sauced up. I try to have fun. I don't think I'm abrasive or like annoying to most people, but like I get along with people. We laugh, we joke, we have fun, but it's never like in a disrespectful way to what's actually happening, especially in an arena that small where if I sneezed, Bianca would have been like, "Bless you." I was that close to the ring. Everybody was that close to the ring. So when these people can hear you and you're being like that, like you're just being a dick. And that's what these were. These were your typical neckbeard wrestling fans.
Man, I hate to like generalize it, but a lot of the Gen Z, like they grew up with social media, so it's all about clout chasing and doing things to go viral and stuff like that, just to pop yourself. But like
Yeah.
you said, that's super annoying. But another thing that I remember you mentioning on Wade Keller, you discussed a little bit about the Monday Night Raw crowd. You were saying that they popped for the entrance, they popped for the finish, but it was like a little bit of dullness in between.
Yeah, it was, and this is another thing that I'm like, I'm kind of. I mean, maybe they're just not into Bianca, Naomi, and Liv and Raquel, which I don't think so. Like, those are three of those four women are like some of the most polarizing women in the women's division. They were excited for the entrance. They were excited for the beginning of the match. They were excited for the finish. But in between, man, it was some big lows in that match. Like the match with I keep wanting to call him Austin Creed. I don't know why, but the match with Xavier Woods and Rey Mysterio, people were more excited about that match than they were for the women's match. And I'm like, how? You got like three former women's champions and the tag champions right here, and they were smoking it.
Mm. Yeah, I don't understand, but yeah, the celebrity power was out there. That like they had, I saw Yachty and Two Chains and Quavo
Oh my
and
God,
whatnot out there.
Lil Yachty. So, one of the things that I heard they didn't show on TV was they interviewed Xavier Woods' family, and you could tell they weren't like camera ready. Like they were very
Yeah.
like shy and bashful. And then they got Lil Yachty was sitting next to him, and they were like, "How do you feel about the New Day?" This man grabbed the microphone and said, "I don't care about none of that. Can y'all tell Rhea Ripley I said what's up?" And then
Yeah,
he pulled out a
I
Rhea
saw that.
Ripley shirt, starts waving it around. My girlfriend was like, "Yeah, I feel him. She's a
Yeah,
little, she's a
I
little."
saw that because I have the ad free version, so that's what they showed.
Oh,
I
they
guess when
showed
they did
y'all
the
that?
commercial or something. Yeah.
That's funny.
That was yeah, like you said, that was pretty funny. And yeah, Pat McAfee was interviewing him, so guess they're getting their money's worth out of him doing the in between ads, duties and whatnot.
Pat McAfee got a big reaction coming out there. I don't know why. Booker T, my guy, he got a big reaction last night.
I mean, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect anything less.
Um, I guess that's all I got on my live show update. Unless you got anything you want to ask me about it.
I don't, if unless I'm losing my mind, I don't remember seeing Carmelo attack Cody, but I saw pictures online. So I guess that happened once the show ended.
Yeah, that was happening as we were walking to the parking lot. He came out and started
Oh,
whooping Cody's ass, and then Cody got the better of him, and we could hear Cody talking while we were walking out into the arena, while we were walking out of the arena. So that's when it was
you
actually over. I thought it was over after Sammy kicked Cody in the face, and he was just laying there.
nah, not for us. He Punk came out after that, didn't he? I want to
Yeah,
say.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
we saw all
We
that.
thought it was over. We were about to start leaving, and then Punk's music hit. I was very disappointed that Rhea Ripley didn't come out because not only my girlfriend but everybody else there wanted to see. I'm not the biggest Rhea fan, but she's got a dope ass entrance, so it did suck that we didn't get to see that. We did get the Jay entrance, which was dope. We got a couple Cody appearances, which is always fun. Um, What was the other thing that I was just about to say as far as the live show goes? Yeah, I thought Roman would be there because if you remember back on the Netflix episode, the premiere, he talked about January 27th, and it turns out it was just the announcement that he's the cover person on WWE 2K. But I definitely thought Roman was going to be there, so that was a bit disappointing. Paul Heyman got a huge pop just walking down the aisleway. He didn't come out to any music. Like, it was a lull, like it was a commercial. And then all of a sudden you start hearing people react. I'm like, what's going on? And then we start looking. You could see somebody coming down the aisle, but you couldn't see who it was. And the closer he got, the louder the fucking noise got. And then once everybody saw it was him, by the time he got to the ring, they fucking erupted. And I think it was because everybody thought like I did that Roman was going to be there.
Probably. I mean, we can. It's safe to say that Roman is like a full blown special attraction now. He doesn't show up often, but when he does, he makes it count.
That man got like 5 different chants without even being there. And I thought to myself, he would have fucking killed for this reaction like 5-10 years ago when they were trying to push him as a babyface. And now here he is as a heel, and people are chanting for him when he's not even in the fucking building. They were chanting "Go away" when he was there. Now he's not here, and people are OTCing and "We want Roman" and the whole nine.
Well, just makes the heart grow fonder. I mean, I'm wondering what took Vince so long because it's Vince that the heel change happened. It wasn't Triple H. Triple H just kind of latched on in the middle of it. So maybe it was the pandemic that finally, turned the light on upstairs for Vince.
I mean, Roman had to leave when the pandemic happened because of his leukemia. He wanted to be safe. I wonder if he was like, look, man, this shit ain't working. Like, let me do something that I want to try or else I'm not coming back. And Vince was like,
yeah,
fuck it. We're in the fucking COVID era. Let's try something new. Because, I mean, if you remember when the Tribal Chief stuff started, a lot of that was like backstage shit where you had to be like paying attention to it. It wasn't so much the wrestling of it. It was the drama that was happening in the locker room and all that shit with him and Jay.
Yeah, you're right. I'm probably giving Vince too much credit. It's probably Roman, maybe even Paul. That were like, this shit ain't working, old man. You gotta finally pivot.
Right. You want me to come back? I want Heyman in my corner and I want to try some shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you said, he's over like Rover.
We also had Saturday night's main event this past weekend. Gunther retained versus Jey Uso, which, heavily disappointed me. Rhea retained versus Nia Jax. You had Cody and KO do a standoff, and of course Shawn Michaels had to get his shit in. And Braun Breaker retained against Sheamus. Was that it? Or those the only 3 matches?
The Jacob Fatu.
Oh,
Braun,
yeah.
Did you say that already?
Jacob damn near killed Braun Strowman. And then at the same time on Saturday, you had the return of timeless Tony Storm. So what were your big takeaways from Saturday night, EJ?
Yeah, the biggest one with Jay falling short. Well, that's probably like a tie with timeless Tony Storm, but 2 different companies. So WWE, of course, Jay falling short. And we were here last week. I said, I don't see it happening just because what we've seen from Triple H's reign, it could be a positive looking at it from one way, or it could be a negative. He sticks to the script. If he has one thing that's penciled in, he won't change. And I don't even give him credit for changing the Rock story. You know how fans like they were all up in arms about the Rock and Roman, and they switched to Cody. It's probably the Rock. The Rock is above him, so it's the Rock that probably made that call. So once we see with Triple H, he's been in power for the most part since that summer of 2022. He sticks to the course, and like I said, that could be either like a positive or a detriment. And I think this should have been a situation where you kind of change course and listen what the people say, and people would have popped crazy if Jay would have won it. But I knew he wasn't because, like I said, WrestleMania season, they usually don't experiment with the title holders, and he's a big Gunther guy, so I think Gunther's going into WrestleMania season as the world champion.
I agree with you to the point where I wanted Jay to win, but I never believed it was gonna happen. But when I'm watching, I'm like, come on, fucking do it. Like, put the belt on him. And as I said last week and the week before, man, Gunther's world title reign is nowhere near his Intercontinental title reign. Like, I don't think it hurts anybody to take the belt off of him and put it on somebody that's hotter. You can only have somebody that's as hot and as over as Jay right now lose so many times before people are like, what the fuck am I cheering for? He's just going to lose.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it's going. But if they do decide to do it, they keep like building the anticipation for if he does finally get over, then the pop is going to be crazy. But who knows, man? It's pretty stacked at the top of both title pictures as far as people who might want to challenge. Now you got Cena in there. You got the old guard that's just kind of lingering around. Cena, Punk, other people that I can't even think off the top of my head. Seth Rollins still in the mix a little. Drew McIntyre never got a proper run with the World Heavyweight title. So
my girlfriend would have.
A lot of people in there.
If Seth Rollins would have called her in the ring, she would have went and did some nasty shit to him on Monday. The way she was talking about Seth Rollins. That was her first time seeing him in person. I was like, dry your panties off, girl. Like, relax.
I didn't know Rollins had the appeal to the ladies like that.
Rollins got that juice, apparently. She said her quote was, it's something about a man that can dress very feminine like Rollins did and still look good. She was like, it's really hot. I was like, well, I don't know why you're telling me that shit. You won't catch me dressing like Seth Rollins.
Does she know about a famous singer? His name was Prince. Maybe
I was just about to say that. I thought you were about to say Velveteen Dream. I was like, hold on, she's too old for him.
Yeah, way too old, actually. Yeah. Allegedly.
But yeah, real quick in the chat, Juice said, I lied. I was at NXT where The Rock showed up earlier this month. The Rock's mom was there last night.
Oh, word?
Yeah, she was.
It's like, go ahead.
She was sitting right behind the announce table with Booker T. People were going over taking pictures. I took a picture of her. I didn't take a picture with her. And I was telling my girlfriend, she was like, what if The Rock shows up? And I'm like, well, one, he does live in Atlanta. And two, she's probably just here because Ava's here. Ava came out last night. In person? She's a
tread lightly. Tread lightly.
She's a specimen.
I mean, look what DNA she has in her system.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to be like, I was trying to look for the right word. I wasn't trying to be perverted, but she is like big and muscular and like, but like in a good looking way in person. She was out there last night yelling at people and shit. I was like, damn, Ava. Ava looked like she could fucking bench press this whole damn stadium.
Her temper is starting to, get a little out of hand. She's like yelling all the time now.
Yeah, she's tired of these insubordinate motherfuckers.
But yeah, that's like I was about to say earlier. I heard Rock's mom is just like a fan of wrestling because she grew up in the business. Her parents, of course, and I think she did some things behind the scene helping out when the Hawaii business. And
yeah,
like you said, The Rock lives in Atlanta, so she might live and help out with the house out there, I guess.
Yeah, she just pulled up to see her. I'm in the center stage last night, sat in front row behind the announcers, and she looks good too to be,
try to be in her 70s.
Yeah, for her age, she's still getting around well and looks young. Like,
oh yeah, shout out to Rock's mom,
Ada.
Ada.
Where were we at? What were we talking about before I fucking halted the show?
We were talking about Jay and the world heavyweight title scene.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they're doing a really good job this year of people cutting promos about winning the Royal Rumble, and you actually believe them. I believe Seth when he said he was gonna win. I believe Punk when he said he was gonna win and fight Cody. I believe Jay when he came out and was like, look, I can beat Gunther. Like, if I win the Rumble, I'm going to beat his ass. I'm going to take the title from him. And, I mean, it's not like that. It ain't like Gunther just dominated him, except for the last like 30 seconds. I hate that it happened to Jay, but I fucking love Gunther. Like, he gets one opening at the end of the match, and he's like, "All right, it's time for me to just." Again, I don't have a finisher. I'm just gonna fucking hit you with as many moves as I can till your ass don't get back up no more. And that's what he did
Like
to
a
Jay,
video
and I
game.
fucking hated it. What up, JD?
Yeah. 2 power bombs and good night.
My bad. I was responding to the chat. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what this is the good thing about where we are right now with WWE. Normally, you can fork it, like even last year. Yeah, The Rock showed up and it kind of fucked things up, but like we knew Cody was gonna win the belt last year. We knew where they were going, especially once Cody won the Rumble. It was like, okay, we see what's happening here. I ain't got a fucking clue what the main event's gonna be this year. There are so many people that can win the Rumble and be in the main event. To the point, I don't think Roman, Punk, Rollins, McIntyre, Sammy, all those guys like that, John Cena, all these heavy hitters that are talking about wanting to win the Rumble, I don't think one of them should win it. I think this is where you make a bigger star. You got the most star-studded Royal Rumble in a long time. I think this is where you build somebody up and make a star out of them.
I mean, you might be right. None of those guys maybe should win it, but I think one of those guys are going to win it. Going back to what he said earlier, Triple H pretty much sticks to the script. I can't see Punk not winning either the Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. He might not win the Rumble. He's winning one of those, I think, to get a title opportunity. Which one? I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be somebody we don't expect out of left field to win the Rumble, because it would be exciting just to have something new. But then if it's just like Carmelo Hayes that wins the Rumble, I'm a Carmelo fan, but we're like, all right, he's been getting his ass beat on TV and now he just wins the Rumble. Come on.
And I love Carmelo, so this is no disrespect to him, but like nobody's believing Carmelo as a main eventer for WrestleMania right now. Could change in a couple years. But you give me, well, obviously Jay. You give me a Braun Breaker. You tell me we can't have Braun Breaker win the Royal Rumble this year?
That's friends. One more year for Breaker.
Why? Why wait one more year? This is the most star-studded Royal Rumble they've had. If he wins this one, you just strap the rocket ship to him.
Well, I guess it's different strokes for different folks. If he won the Royal Rumble, I would not be interested in him in a world title match at Mania. That's just my preference. Some people might be into it. I'm just not into it like that.
Intercontinental Champion versus World Heavyweight Champion?
WrestleMania 6 replay, but I'm not into it.
Unify the belts? Winner take all?
I'm not into it. People might be into it. It's just a personal preference. Like, if
so
Jay won it, you
want the big stars to win. You want the Romans and the Punks and all them to win.
Yeah, that gets me excited for Mania personally.
I'm good with them fighting each other in the undercard. I'm good with putting somebody else on the. It's just a Saturday night main event, you know. It doesn't have to be the Sunday night main event. You can have fucking Rhea and Bianca for Sunday night's main event.
But we've come to see, though. I mean, you could try to force it in there, like, this guy won the Rumble, so this is who should be the next guy up. But if it's not organic, then people won't really follow it. Braun's over a little bit. You got the woo chance, but I don't think he's like completely over like that. That's what I'm saying. If Jay won it, I'd be all for that, because Jay's super over right now.
What about Sammy?
If he won it, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Or even, you know, I said Rollins earlier, but I won't put Rollins up there with Punk and Roman and the guys like that. I feel like Rollins has taken a step back the last couple years. So Rollins winning wouldn't be, I don't think it'd be as predictable as like a Roman or a Punk or a Cena.
I agree it wouldn't be as predictable, but I think Rollins is where he is. Like, he's at that Macho Man level, like not quite at Hogan. He even alluded to it himself. He's already run a Rumble, so it would be unpredictable, but I don't think he's ever gonna get to like you said, a Punk or a Roman's level, or even Cody. I think even Cody has surpassed him at this point. So it is what it is, but it wouldn't be predictable. KO's in the title match unless he loses it early in the night and comes doubles back around. That would be like out of left field. Orton, we haven't seen him in a while, but I don't think he should win it. He's already won it twice or three times already.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, for the most part, it's unpredictable right now on who's gonna win it, just because it's so star-studded.
Going back to our Braun talk earlier, Steven Chambers in the chat says Sheamus will probably eliminate Braun in the Royal Rumble, setting up Sheamus winning the IC title at Mania. I don't know. Like, Sheamus and Jey Uso are kind of like neck and neck for I've never won this title before and getting shots at it and constantly losing. Like, I feel like the Sheamus story is getting kind of like the Jey story, where like they lose that title match so much, it's like I don't really give a shit anymore. It'll be a good match, don't get me wrong. Like, Sheamus constantly puts on good matches, and Braun Breaker's a fucking unit. But will you really care?
Kinda. It won't be like if Jay won the world title. I still care more about Jay winning the world title than I do Sheamus winning the IC title. But that is a little weird that he still hasn't won it. So it will be intriguing if he finally does, because he's won every title except for that one specifically for some reason. That Vince used to give titles like candy back in the day. For some reason, Sheamus didn't get that one.
Sheamus came right in, man, and went straight to the WWE title. Like, he won the WWE title within like 3 or 4 months of being on the roster.
Yeah, I remember that. Even though I wasn't actively watching, I still like saw stuff occasionally, and I saw that he put somebody through a table to win it. Then he put Cena through a table to win it.
It was either, I think it was.
It was
Cena.
fluky. It was fluky.
Yeah, it was a fluky win, but he definitely got it. And what Steven Chambers just said in the chat also leads me to one of my favorite things about the Royal Rumble is you have the winner as the main story, but you have so many other stories that come out of the Royal Rumble, like who eliminates who and who's going to end up fighting each other at WrestleMania. Like the year Roman eliminated Undertaker. And it was like, oh, shit. Are we getting Roman and Undertaker at WrestleMania? Stone Cold and The Rock in one of their Royal Rumbles where, like, they're both busted open bleeding and they've avoided each other the whole Rumble. And all of a sudden, everybody else is down and they stand up and look at each other and the fucking crowd just gets electric. They start throwing hands and I'm just like, oh, my God. These are two biggest stars ever. Shit like that in the Rumble, I hope we get some of that type of stuff this time. Don't just focus on the surprise aspect of it. Like, give us some stories in the Rumble this year.
Yeah, they usually do. Like you said, it's always some beef going on in there. Somebody, I got eliminated, goes back in and fucks with somebody in there.
Yeah, like old fucking sore losing ass Hulk Hogan got eliminated by Sid Vicious and then cheated and helped Ric Flair win.
Fuck that guy, Hogan.
Yeah, all because he's a fucking sore loser. So the Royal Rumble's this weekend. We will predict that. But before we get to that, EJ, Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. I'll let you go first.
Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. Yeah, because you go first because I go first with, I'm starting to finally keep track of power rankings.
My Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week is no surprise. I was at NXT last night. I was hoping to see her compete. She did not compete. And I said to myself, Self, all I want to see tonight, besides Jada Parker, is Gigi Dolan. And she came out dressed to the nines. I don't know what them big ass fucking berserker boots she was wearing. You remember the berserker? Back in the day.
Yeah.
She was dressed like the berserker, only way hotter. Gigi Dolan gets my Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. I got a video of her making her entrance, and buddy, it's got the most views Boot to the Face has had in a long time on their story.
Yeah, she reposted it, so shout out to her for that. And also shout out to Nash Carter, Zach Wentz. We see you, buddy.
Don't shout him out though. How?
Why not?
Actually, you know what? Where these boys and the Rascals get this juice from?
Yeah, I'm not a play hater.
What my boy?
Whatever.
That's what Killer Kelly. Wasn't he in the Rascals at one time?
Yeah, Myron Reed. Yeah.
Jeez, these boys just got all the game.
Yeah, and you know, Wesley's he's a happily. I think he's married, so he's the one that's like calm out there. But the rest of those guys, we see what y'all doing.
You got Killer Kelly and Ashley Dambois, Gigi Dolan. Like what is? They should make their own faction.
Didn't you just get mad at the NXT fans for chanting?
Yeah, I'm gonna start going to TNA shows and chanting Gigi Dolan when Zach Winston's out there. Actually, I actually did that in Winston Salem.
I don't even remember it. That's kind of messed up.
He was saying some shit like, my partner couldn't make it. Do you know who my partner's gonna be? And I was like, Gigi Dolan. And he kind of looked over to the side.
Well, that's funny. You're doing it in a classy way, not like those assholes in
I don't know how
NXT.
classy I was drunk, EJ.
Yeah, shout out to the Rascals. Shout out to Gigi Dolan. My street clothes wrestler of the week is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Saturday night's main event coming out there.
Cody was fly, wasn't he?
KO. Yeah, KO Shawn Michaels and beat it. They ganged up on my man KO. That's kind of foul, but Cody came out in the all black suit, black tie. He looking like Johnny Cash out there, the man in black. So
Yeah,
shout out
Cody
to
was
him.
looking fly on Saturday. I actually had him as my street clothes wrestler of the week until I saw Gigi last night.
There it is. Great minds think alike. But like I was saying, they're ganging up on KOs. My man, Shawn Michaels supposed to be retired super kick, bruh.
I mean, don't say they ganged up on him. Like, he was out there popping shit. Like, everybody was ready to just walk away until KO started throwing hands.
Hey, man. Kevin was right.
I mean, yeah, Shawn, you know how I feel. Shawn Michaels is a piece of shit, so he deserved to get his ass kicked.
Yeah. But Saturday night main event, that kind of came and went. It was like sandwiched in between SmackDown and Raw, but
Yeah.
solid.
I was out on a date when it was happening, so I kind of watched it the next morning. And I don't know, something about not watching big events live. Like, I can watch SmackDown and Raw the next day, but when it's when it's like a PLE or a special event, it just doesn't hit the same when you don't watch it live.
Yeah. Be like that sometimes.
But, I can't have. There's for somebody that's in a relationship, there's just too much fucking wrestling right now. Like, I have kids, I have a girlfriend. Like, I can't watch wrestling 5 nights a week. I can't.
That's why highlights, watching it on a little bit faster, that comes in clutch sometimes.
I mean, I do like Saturday and Sunday mornings. I wake up before everybody else. I like make breakfast, get my coffee, and I've got like an hour and a half to myself every Saturday and Sunday morning. That's fun to watch it then, but like a pay-per-view or a special event, like I don't like turning the TV up loud. Like I might have my headphones on, watching on my computer or something. Special events, man, I like turning the fucking sound bar on, like jacking that bitch up to 60. Like we will be for the Royal Rumble this weekend.
Yeah, man. It's like you said, you got a whole routine on. Sounds like a whole vibe right there.
Power rankings, EJ.
Power rankings for the 4th week of the month. My number 5 is, who do I have at number 5? I just had it up and it just went back down. Oh, my number 5 is a returning. He returned on. Did he return on? He returned on Wednesday, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken, he returned on Dynamite, but he had a match against Nick Wayne on Collision. Samoa Joe It's my number 5 in the power rankings.
My number 5, still your NXT North American Women's Champion, Miss Fallon Henley. After Gigi and not Cora Jade, what's Cora Jade's doppelganger?
Cora Jade's doppelganger.
She's with Gigi Dolan and Shotzi.
Talk about Jasmine Nix?
No. She's with Gigi and Shotzi in that group, Chemical X.
Oh yeah, she used to be with Ivy Nile.
Damn, what is her name? Not Cora Jade. Anyway, they ran the other two chicks off, and Fallon Henley ended up No, not Roxanne. It's the girl in the group with Gigi and Shotzi. They come out and do their entrance together. She was playing with the dolls and shit backstage.
Yeah.
JD Hoop says Roxanne, not Roxanne.
No, it's not Roxanne.
Anyway, Fallon Henley's my number 5 with a big win over Shotzi Blackheart after
Tatum Paxley.
Tatum Paxley, there we go. Never trust women named Tatum. By the way, I've learned this the hard way. If a girl's name is Tatum, you need to run. I mean, don't run fast. Like, have a little bit of fun, but do like NXT. Get in, get off, get out. Tatum can't be trusted.
Side note, I don't think Tatum and Cora Jade look alike. For some reason, I still think Cora and Sky Blue look more similar.
I think her and Cora Jade and Tatum Paxley look more alike than Cora Jade and Sky Blue do.
I don't know. I see memes. Used to see side by side all the time. People posting that Cora and Sky Blue.
Cora's taller and leaner than Sky Blue. I feel like Tatum and her are more similar with their build.
Well, at the end of the day, I guess we're saying all of those girls that have that look alike.
Say what you mean, EJ. All white women look alike? Is that what you're saying?
Nope. I'm not saying that.
They obviously don't. I mean, look at Gigi Dolan. She's white. She don't look nothing like either one of them. My number 4, moving right along. My number 4, the return. She didn't have a match. She got her ass kicked. But we back in that timeless business, baby. Timeless Toni Storm. I can't wait for her and fucking Mariah May again. Are they really going to put the belt right back on Toni Storm?
I think not right. She lost it at All In.
Yeah, but she had it for like a year.
Yeah. It'll be a shorter reign until Mercedes gets it off of her. Mercedes will get it off her in no time. Don't you worry.
Toni Storm is, I mean, AEW's only been around 5 years, but Toni Storm is making her case for being the best women's wrestler in AEW's history.
Yeah.
Definitely the most decorated.
3-time champion. This will be probably 4 if it goes like I think it's going to. I'm not mad at that. She's the most over. Like, she surpassed Britt. Britt was the most over at one point, but I think it's Toni now. And I enjoyed the whole, unveiling, because they kind of swerved me a little bit, because I knew Timeless was going to pop out eventually, but I thought it was going to be like she gets hit with in the head and she reverses back, but she said she was playing a role the whole time. Kind of caught me for a loop.
Yeah. I wish they would have did it on Dynamite, not Collision in Daly's place, though. Like, I feel like they'd got a much bigger reaction on Dynamite where there was more people there. I kind of like that they did it on Collision, because now they're propping up Collision a little better. You got to watch this now. It's just not a throwaway show. You got to actually watch Collision, which I'm not mad at. Also, I'm a little annoyed that it was a Collision a week after I fucking went to Collision.
That's probably why you're mostly annoyed.
Like, I fucking love Toni Storm, and she wasn't there.
Yeah, but make people want to actually watch Collision, because Saturday night is a bad night. Like you said, you were on a date, so. But
last year after Revolution, I went to Dynamite, and then they did Collision. They recorded Collision the very next night. So for Dynamite, we sat on the aisleway right next to the entrance, right? Like, I could reach out, and if motherfuckers were high-fiving when they're walking down, they're high-fiving me. That's where I was. Toni Storm didn't show up the whole night on Dynamite. For Collision, we got front row seats. She literally stood on a podium presenting Mariah May with something right next to where we were the night before. And she never actually came down to the ring. So I never got to see her in person. I just saw her up on the screen the whole time. I was pissed.
Shit, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah. Especially, she was definitely Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week that week, too. I can guarantee you that.
I bet she was.
Tony got some style, too, by the way. Especially when she's timeless.
Yeah, the old Hollywood feel. I wonder where she shops at to get that stuff.
There's a place here in Atlanta called Junkman's Daughter. Is it Junkman's Daughter? Something like that, where they sell a lot of shit like that. It's down in Buckhead. If you've never been to Atlanta, you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, but whatever.
It is what it is. That was your number 4. It was Timeless?
Yep.
You did 5, 4. So my number 4 is still your Continental Champion, Okada. Like, I like Collision. Collision might have been my favorite show this past week because Raw wasn't a whole lot of wrestling on there. It was a lot of talking and stuff. So I enjoyed Collision. He had a win over Commander over there on Collision. So Okada is my number 4 in a real fun match. And another fun match for the international titles, my number 3. I got Kanosuke Takeshita at my number 3 position with a win over Shibata in the main event on Collision. So like I said, it was a pretty fun show with Collision.
My number 3, still your WWE Women's Tag Champions, even though they took a loss on Monday Night Raw. Bianca Belair and Naomi. I was also trying to get a chant started against Naomi. We know you did it, but it didn't pick up. But I did say a couple times, Naomi, I know what you did to Jade. And people were like, I never thought about it. You think Naomi did it? I'm like, yeah, she did it. I'm blaming this woman. She probably had nothing to do with it. She's a bystander. Now, I got people all across Atlanta thinking Naomi fucked Jade up.
That's funny. Jade. You said Cora Jade, you meant?
No, Jade Cargill.
Oh, Jade. For some reason I was thinking, I started my mind on Cora Jade. Yeah, that's funny.
My number 2, still your WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley.
So you enjoyed that match at main event?
I did. I'm not the biggest Rhea fan, but she exudes star power. Like, you have to pay attention to her when she comes on TV. If she walks in the room, you have to pay attention to her. That's a star. Her, Roman Reigns, people like that, like, she's there to where you take notice of her when she's out front and center. And even though I don't agree with everybody that thinks she's like the best thing since sliced bread, you have to give it to her. Like, she's really fucking good in the ring. And when she can get in there with somebody like Nia Jax and be a powerhouse but also be the underdog, like, it's a perfect story for her. And she played it really well. Powered Nia up. Nia held her own too, but Rhea got the dub, and Rhea's my number 2 in the power rankings this week.
Hey, shout out to Rhea Ripley. My number 2, I'm kind of curious to see what your number 1 is, because you can change on the fly. But I'm gonna go out of order. I trust your integrity that you won't change on the fly, because I'm curious to see what your number 1 is. My number 2 are your new AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. And by the look of your face, you didn't have them on your list, but that's okay.
No, because today's Wednesday as we record this.
Yet, so we'll give you a pass.
Yeah, today's Wednesday as we record this for people on audio. That shit was so long ago, I forgot all about it.
Well, Your boy EJ, we got y'all. We couldn't let the OGs out of there. We heard people. They destroyed Private Party, and it was almost squash like. Private Party got a little bit of offense in, but for the most part,
Was
it's
got
pretty
their ass
dominance.
whooped.
And while we at it, because we didn't need to talk about it, I had it on a topic. I said AEWCW, and not what people may think of, because a lot of times people bring up WCW, AEW, WCW 2000 when Vince Russo was tearing it apart. No, I'm not talking about that part of WCW. I'm talking more so when they were firing all cylinders, like 96 to 98. Even though the AEWs aren't killing in the ratings, but kind of has that feel right now that, and I don't know if it's a good thing, they got like the old timers kind of pushing them to the forefront. I'm not talking about the Hurt Syndicate, even though they are older, because they're in the tag team division. It's a tag team division. You got Jeff Jarrett getting these 10-minute promos with MJF taking up TV time. He's about to get a title shot. You got Copeland about to get him the title shot. Christian featured in big spots. So are they kind of like going backwards a little bit, promoting these old heads over to like the new blood?
I don't think so, because I think these guys are bigger stars than the new guys are, and they need to use the bigger stars to get the new guys to be. You know, everybody's not an MJ. Like guys like Hangman could use a guy a feud win over a Bobby Lashley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Darby Allin could use a feud over a guy like Edge and a win over a guy like that. You got to get these younger guys to beat some of these older guys instead of just like right now what they're doing with the Hurt Syndicate. Like, you never realized how big Shelton was until he got to AEW. And you're like, this motherfucker's a monster. Like, he wrestled like a little guy in WWE. I love the fucking Brock Lesnar version of Shelton Benjamin, where he's just throwing motherfuckers. We already knew Lashley was about that action. But now having Shelton in there, of course they were going to beat the fuck out of Private Party. Like, and good luck to whoever wants to take the tag belts off of them. I think at some point realism should come into it. Yeah, Bobby's in his 50s. Shelton's in his late 40s. They're both older WWE guys. So fucking what? They're both ripped, jacked to the gills, as Booker T would say. Still in great wrestling condition. If I see Private Party walking down one side of the alley and I see Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin on the other side, I'm taking on Private Party. I'm going that way. I could probably win that one. So yeah, I mean, AEW guys need to get their weight up. These younger guys, like, they're all so, and I hate to be a size guy, but visually, it's not believable if you have Private Party beat Shelton Benjamin and Lashley. Now, Jeff Jarrett, get the fuck off my TV, sir. Like, I don't need you cutting 1993 anti-great promos against MJF. I'm sorry, Conrad Thompson. I know you do a podcast with him and you want him to be over, but he's not. Nobody gives a fuck about Jeff Jarrett in 2025.
So I think you got two sides on the spectrum when I'm talking about like these older wrestlers, because the Hurt Syndicate don't bother me at all, and they're over. You had the fans chanting this song. We heard people, so like they're good. You went to a show a couple weeks ago where fucking Chris Jericho was in the main event. Nobody gives a fuck about Chris Jericho.
I don't know if you saw this or not, but there's a light skinned guy booing the shit out of Chris Jericho when he came out. He walked right by me, and I was giving him thumbs down.
Yeah, Chris Jericho, like you said, Jeff Jarrett. Cope he's okay, but he's going. It's not like he's putting over like a new guy. He's going against John Moxley. Like I'm digging for the most part what AEW is doing right now, but the Death Riders and the old FTR, FT, whatever, Rated R are like kind of throwing it off because I don't really give a fuck about that.
Yeah. I honestly want to see when what the fuck were their names? Mustafa Ali's group in WWE during COVID.
But Retribution.
When Retribution was running wild all over WWE, and they couldn't figure out how to stop them. They were beating security's ass. and all of a sudden the Hurt Business walked out there in suits and shit. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Death Riders beating the fuck out of somebody, and I want to see Lashley and Shelton Benjamin and MVP walk out there and just walk to the ring and them face off and the Death Riders back off of them. I don't give a fuck who wins the feud after that. That's money, though. Like, you got it right there, Tony. You could do it exactly like WWE did it. You could have the Death Riders whooping somebody's ass, and you could have the Fallen Angel like, hey, man, we need help. Like, can y'all help us? And MVP being like, yeah, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And give Lashley a world title shot if they help him out. Give them a trios championship match if they help him out. And then you got the Hurt Business fucking walking out there squaring off with the Death Riders. It's right there.
Yeah, that would work. That'd be fine and dandy, but the way they having the Death Riders set up right now, they're beating like people that are like ancillary characters. They're beating up Private Party and all of these other guys. They're not even going for the top guys right now. Orange, no disrespect to Orange Cassidy, but Orange Cassidy and now Cope, like they're not. It's not like they're going after Omega and Osprey and your top guys, even though they did take out Danielson on the way out. And then, like you said, like if they were beating top guys and then the Hurt Business or Syndicate come out there, that'd be like you said, that'd be major. But it's just whole wonky right now with your world heavyweight title holder. And I'm digging like the women's division way more than I am the top of the men's division right now. But that's just me, I guess.
Well, these power ranking segments last forever. We just fucking go off every which way when we do the power rankings.
It's the charm of it. But yeah, with that being said, my number one is still your world heavyweight champion, like we talked about earlier. So we don't need to go on a long tangent on that. Gunther.
That's also my number one.
I had to hold it down for the Hurt Syndicate since Rucker forgot about our guys.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot they won the world title. Like, I was so hyped when it happened too.
Yeah, it was dope. We hurt people.
I was saying that last night for Cedric when he was wrestling. And they were like, this is the wrong company. I was like, y'all do understand he was in the Hurt Business though, right? Like, he's still in the fucking Hurt Business.
You should say, got y'all. I thought y'all didn't watch it.
Should tell you, shut the fuck up, because I hurt people too. Fucking dork. But I didn't. I was cordial.
It's funny.
I guess we're going to Royal Rumble predictions, EJ.
Yes, sir. Man, I feel like this January was pretty short. I don't know about you. Maybe the snow made it seem longer for you, but
yeah,
it's
I was
already
say this is the
February.
Longest January that's ever Januaried.
That shit kind of flew by for me, but we're here. It's Rumble season, baby. It's kind of like the unofficial kickoff to WrestleMania season.
Yeah, I was a little
Saturday.
upset that they didn't have the WrestleMania sign there on Monday because the Royal Rumble hasn't happened yet. Somebody's got to point to the sign when they win.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty short Rumble from what I'm seeing. Only 4 matches, including both Rumbles. You know, Triple H usually keeps it nice and concise. Oh, I didn't even know. Did you hear about this? It's a tag team championship match on there. That's random.
Yeah, it'll be a great time for me to go get some pizza.
Hey, don't you disrespecting either of those tag teams like that.
2 out of 3 falls, EJ. It's going to be a 30-minute match I don't give a fuck about in the middle of a Royal Rumble.
Oh, it's definitely going to be long because there's only 4 matches on there.
It doesn't have to be, though.
And it's going to be at least 15. I'll get 15 at the very least.
That's fine. That's a perfect time. 15 with intros. I'll take it.
No, 15 without intros. I'm saying 15 match, like the actual match time at the least. It's two like you said, it's 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah. I feel like I wrote down DIY to win, but now I'm leaning Motor City Machine Guns because I think my boys are going to come out and fuck over DIY. Yes, boy.
Oh, yeah. I don't like the hot potato. unless it really makes sense. It kind of makes sense here. I'm gonna go with DIY to retain.
I'm gonna go with Motor City Machine Guns.
And I actually, you put a thought in my head. I think maybe it is uh what's it? What are those guys' names? Yes, boy.
Pretty Deadly.
Pretty deadly. Yeah, I was gonna say pretty deadly. They might actually win it from those guys after getting fucked over so much.
These
They might actually
motherfuckers come
be
out
DIY.
with mesh shirts on and don't even cover their nipples. I fucking love it. Yes, boy.
Very zesty.
Zesty as a motherfucker. I love it. Oh my god. They're like, I wish they would have been around when Billy and Chuck were there. What a great fucking feud that would have been.
Hey, I mean, those guys are still around. It's still possible.
Chuck
Very
Palumbo, I
improbable.
thought he died.
Chuck Palumbo's well and alive. I think you're thinking of Sean O'Hare. He's dead. They used to be tag partners. Chuck
Yeah, Palumbo and O'Hare
Sean.
were a tag team. Are you sure? I thought Chuck Palumbo died.
Nah, he's still alive, man. Trying to kill this man off prematurely.
Chuck Palumbo rolling over in his grave listening to this.
Man. Shout out to Chuck Palumbo. Not wishing death on you, man.
Billy and Chuck. You could have Rico be the manager and Rico turn on Billy and Chuck and start going with fucking Pretty Deadly. Look at this. It writes itself.
Oh man, so I don't know the order of these. You think the women are gonna kick the Rumble off or the men?
We'll just do the world title match and then we'll do the Royal Rumbles.
Oh yeah, that's where I was going next. I just had a random thought. I don't know which one's gonna kick it off, but
It depends.
Cody.
It all depends on
what.
who's gonna win and like if they have a surprise or whatever. I think the women should main event this time. If The Rock ain't gonna be there, just have the women main event it.
Yeah, I think you have to, have it even and show the women some love, have them end it. So I won't be mad at that. But Cody Rhodes, your champion versus Kevin Owens, ladder match, undisputed championship, 2 titles hanging over the ring.
Can I tell you what I wouldn't be mad at happening?
What's that?
I would not be mad at KO winning with Sammy inadvertently helping him. And then Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble. And them two fighting for the world title at WrestleMania. I wouldn't hate it.
I was thinking that too, just because it seems like they may be leaning towards them fighting at Mania.
Oh, they're definitely fighting at Mania.
But if they're fighting at Mania, they already did it at 38 or 37.
That's why you need the world title in this one.
Yeah, you got to up the stakes up, so it seemed like it'd be a no-brainer to have the title on the line at this time. But like I said, I don't trust Hunter doing something sporadic, so I'm gonna go with Cody retaining.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody also.
Maybe Sammy accidentally helps Cody or something wacky happens. I don't know, but somehow Cody retained. But I guess since we're gonna go on a limb and put it out there in the universe and say the women's are the one that main event, so men's Royal Rumble.
There's so many choices. I don't see Roman not winning. I don't see Punk not winning. I don't see a world where John Cena doesn't win. But I talked about it earlier. I feel like all these heavy hitters and main eventers that they got that are already made men, I feel like they're all going to be fighting each other come WrestleMania. And I feel like at the end of night one, WrestleMania, the whole crowd is going to be saying, yeet. I got Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble.
So you think it's probably most likely going to be Jay versus Gunther rematch Mania?
No, he's going to fight Cody. Fuck Cody. Let's just beat him and take the belt.
Okay. Okay.
No, he's gonna fight
Wishful thinking.
Gunther, and they're gonna have a fucking great match, and Jay's gonna get the win this time.
So I don't want to skip ahead because once we get to that road, we'll predict Elimination Chamber winner. But I'm gonna go off on a limb and say CM Punk doesn't win the Elimination Chamber. So I guess you will try to pair him up with Rollins again at Mania if you're saying Jay's gonna win
Punk and Rollins.
at Mania. Yeah.
I think that favor that Paul Heyman called in is gonna have something to do with what Punk does at WrestleMania. I don't know what, but I feel like it's gonna be Punk and Roman at Mania.
With no title on the line.
They don't need a title. They got so much history, like all the shit Punk talked about Roman going, like they have to bring all that shit up too. Like Punk basically burying Roman when he quit WWE, and we just talked earlier about how Roman would have dreamed to be as over 10 years ago as he was this past week. Punk had a lot to do with that. I feel like the crowd turned on Roman because of Punk. Him going out and all the smart fans fucking hearing make Roman look strong. Like, he never lived that down for years because of that. Like, once Punk came out and told everybody that Roman was Vince's guy, they fucking... If you go back and watch The Shield, Roman was over as fuck. The year Batista won the Royal Rumble, and it was Roman and Batista at the end, go back and watch and listen to that crowd. They wanted Roman Reigns to win the fucking Royal Rumble. And then the very next year, they hated on him winning. Why? Because of CM fucking Punk. There's a huge story there with Roman and Punk. And then Paul Heyman in the middle?
That's Roman's a huge star, don't get me wrong, but your favorite, I want to face Roman at WrestleMania, that's your favorite. It just doesn't really make sense to me. It seems like a favorite would be something involving a title. That's just me.
Well, if Roman's the reason that Punk doesn't win, if Roman eliminates Punk and Punk doesn't get his WrestleMania moment, I'm cashing in my favor. I want your fucking tribal chief at WrestleMania. He didn't win, and I didn't win.
Well, if it's no title on the line, it seems like you don't even need to cash your favor in on that. You just.
Well, I mean, they're on different shows though, so it would have to be like something agreed to. I hear you with the favorite thing, but I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be Roman and Punk at Mania.
Now, even though we said I don't want to spoil the Elimination Chamber, that means who would you pencil in Cody for the face for the WWE Championship?
John
Fuck
Cena.
it, you might change your mind before Elimination Chamber. I just wanted to know, like, just off the top of your head right now.
Right now, I'd put John Cena as the challenger for Cody.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. For some reason, I'm not a fan of face versus face at Mania. I know they did it with Hogan and Rory.
You still got The Rock out there.
Care less. See, that's a big key. Like, if The Rock, because I want to see Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, but we don't know what the fuck his schedule is like.
Yeah, I don't think I think if Rock wrestles anybody, it's gonna be Cody.
At Mania?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be mad at that if we get Final Boss.
So you got Jay versus my WrestleMania card so far: Jay versus Gunther, Royal Rumble winner, Elimination Chamber winner, The Rock versus Cody, and Roman versus CM Punk on the undercard so far. It's fucking star-studded, EJ.
It's gonna be if The Rock faces Cody, it's gonna be some underhanded shit. It ain't gonna be him stepping in no damn Elimination Chamber.
Why not?
He's gonna, like, take somebody's spot. But Rock is not hopping in no damn Elimination Chamber.
He's on the board. He could literally be like, his chamber could open and he could be like, fuck that, I'm not going in. Pick somebody else. He could literally just cheat the whole time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it'll play like that. It'd be interesting if it did, but that being said, I'm going with the safe pick. My Royal Rumble winner It's chick magnet CM Punk.
Ugh.
Who he picks? I don't know. He might go after Gunther.
Women's Royal Rumble.
Hmm. I haven't really thought about this now that you mention it off the top of my head. So I'll let you get it started.
I want to run back a feud that happened about a year ago at WrestleMania. I want to have the first woman to ever win the Royal Rumble 2 times. The man, Becky Lynch, wins the Royal Rumble and goes on to WrestleMania versus Tiffany Stratton.
Wouldn't be mad at that. Then oh, and that was Liv. I must say, didn't she face Tiffany on the way out? She faced Liv on the way out for her sabbatical.
Mm-hmm. But she beat
Wouldn't be
Tiffany
mad
for
at
the
that.
NXT Women's title, and they had
Yes, she
they
did.
had 2 or 3 fucking dope ass matches in NXT.
Man, I want to piss myself off and pick Charlotte just because they're making a big deal there, but I'm not. My soul can't let me do that. You know, it's a high probability she's gonna win. I'm thinking of the main event title scene. You got Nia out there. Nia might win and then face Tiffany Stratton. Now that I think about it, Nia Jax. You got Liv. I don't think Liv's gonna win it. Shit, this I feel like the women's is kind of wide open, especially
Wide the fuck open.
they haven't announced the people like they have with the men. So you're gonna get probably some surprises in there.
I was gonna say let Nikki Bella win, but then I saw her in the Philadelphia Eagles jersey, so fuck her.
Gross. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with I don't say it's a complete wild card, but I'm gonna go with Nia to win it to get her get back at Tiffany at WrestleMania.
I wouldn't be mad at Bianca winning and fighting Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, but I still think they got something with Jade and Bianca.
I also
Maybe
wouldn't
even
be
triple
mad
threat
at
match.
I wouldn't be mad at neither Bianca or Charlotte winning and one of them eliminating the other one and that being a WrestleMania match.
I wouldn't be mad at that either. So my official pick is Nia, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Charlotte win it either. So
My
that's the
official pick
unofficial
is Becky, but I'll take Bianca as my backup. And my men's pick is Jay, with my backup being The Rock.
That'd be funny if The Rock came out at number 31. That'd catch everybody for a loop.
Speaking of numbers, since we're done with the Royal Rumble, we're doing a Royal Rumble pool, $10 to enter. If we get all 30 slots filled, it's $150 per Royal Rumble to win. You get 1 entry for the men's and the women's. The number you get will be selected randomly, and I will post it Saturday morning, and I'll tag everybody that's in it to let you know. So the way it works, say EJ gets number 23 and Lyra Valkyria comes out at 23, EJ better hope she wins. Because if she wins, EJ wins that pool. If he gets number 30 and Jey Uso comes out at number 30 and wins, EJ wins with that number. So if you're interested, you want to make it a little fun, little wager, win some money randomly, throw away $10, however you want to look at it. Check out our Twitter account or just DM me on Instagram or Twitter and tell me you want to be in it. I'll send you my PayPal. I think we have 13 slots left. So it's filling up. I probably should have started it a little bit earlier, but if you want to be in it, reach out and we'll get you in there. I believe EJ's frozen.
Should sign up.
There we go. What'd you say?
I'm saying I need to get my pick in there now that you mentioned it.
Well, I mean, you don't have a pick. You just pay your $10 and then it'll be randomly
yeah.
selected. Yeah. But
yeah,
it's,
that's what I meant. I need to get my money in.
yeah, it's first come, first serve. So once it fills up with 30 people, I'll send you your fucking refund if you're number 31. Unless The Rock shows up at 31. Maybe I'll keep number 31. But yeah,
Hilarious.
if you want to be involved in the Royal Rumble pool, get at me via Instagram, Twitter, or if you got my number, text me. But yeah, you got anything else, EJ, before we get up out of here?
You covered everything. It's Royal Rumble weekend, baby. Let's get it.
You having anybody over for Royal Rumble, or you just gonna watch it by yourself?
Just watch it solo, kick it. I think I might do dry February, so I'm not even gonna be drinking.
Yeah, I'm doing a dry. I've been drinking a lot lately since my 75 soft has been over. So I'm doing a dry 3 weeks until Japan. I go to Japan in 3 weeks. So I'm not drinking anything and doing a workout every day tomorrow through 3 weeks. Just to kind of reset the old alcohol meter. Because your boy been throwing them back lately. All these fucking wrestling shows.
Yeah, so we're gonna be both dry at the same time. Of course, I picked the shortest month on purpose, so it is what it is.
I hear that. I think my buddy Joey, who went to AEW and NXT with me last night, is gonna come over Saturday. The kids will be here. We'll probably just order pizza or something like that, and I'll watch it at the same time. But yeah, man, everybody out there, enjoy Royal Rumble weekend. Enjoy Dynamite tonight, which just kicked off about 2 minutes ago, and yeah. If you're good, EJ, I'll fucking close this out.
I am good. Shout out to everybody out there, and make sure to like and subscribe on all our platforms.
For EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Happy Royal Rumble and happy fucking WrestleMania weekend. Until next week. Peace.